Well. Hello, guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of highlights of the Wally video today. Today he's talking about Agenda 21. And as far as my notes say here, he's pretty much just reading out of the book. So we're going to be skimming. I hope that you guys enjoy this analysis here.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the
Wally's crazy intro with copyright-free music.
All of you. When it comes to gun control, the rainbow apartheid, equity, equality, inclusion, racism, all of this nonsense, this whole climate change thing, has to do with something that started in the early 90s with George Bush Sr., where all the world leaders met in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, to talk about how they were going to control you and control the planet. As a matter
Now, I'm high as hell right now, but as far as I can tell, this dude Wally is about to go in on some pretty deep stuff that you can't take lightly. But so I'm curious just to see what his take is on this. Let's see if he says anything else here in the intro.
In fact, this thing has been propagated and planned for many, many years. When the Pope came here and actually stood in front of the United Nations, he endorsed this. And this is when President Obama was president. This is why they wanted Hillary Clinton to be president so badly, because they want women to be in charge of everything. And more specifically, they want a more feminine society where there's no indifference, no pain, no suffering, and
Okay, so my overall take on this is it's funny coming from you, Wally, because I think you're about to get into it, but they is pretty much referring to you. You want women to take charge, Wally. You sit there and talk about black crime and liberals and leftists and feminism. So the only one that can stop it, if it's not you, it's got to be women. You talk about how you want Mitzi to come back and facilitate her family inside of your house again. So it seems like you are helpless and women and children are the ones in power. So how are you fighting this?
even worse off, no individuality. What am I talking about? It's these books right here. Everything you hear
Whoa.
in the media and all these...
Dude, check out that collection. Damn, son. Yo, if Wally had $1 for every page of global agenda textbooks that he collects, he'd be a rich man. He sure enough would be at least $800 richer.
buzzwords you hear about equity, equality, inclusion, toxic masculinity, etc., all comes from...
I hope he doesn't start licking and fondling and dry humping those books like he does in all of his other props.
this one book, Earth Summit United Nations Agenda 21. This is the global elite's Bible, so to speak, where they literally
Right, let's
want
skip
to
ahead
control...
because I think there's a good part. It says 17 minutes. Just reading out of the books. Okay, wait, 17 minutes. Let's see. What happens at 17 minutes? Wally says class. Let's listen for him saying the word class. This is going to be good.
of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, Economic, Environmental, and Social. It requires changes in economic structures and to promote employment-intensive growth patterns that ensure macro...
So you got basically... The hat looks like it's been photoshopped on. The white screen makes it contrast so much. This guy looks like he has a clip art head. But while he's just sitting there in his living room yelling excerpts out of UN Agenda 21 textbooks that was like written by a bunch of like multilingual people from Brazil, and I'm sure his neighbors are really enjoying him being very unhinged, and I feel very sorry for his neighbors.
Economic stability and policy space. In order to make this economic change environmentally stable or sustainable, profound changes are required in production and consumption patterns and energy use through legislation, regulation, and public policies. Government control. But most importantly, it requires changes in social structures and relations. In other words, undoing the fabric of our very society and relations, including addressing the growing economic and political power of elites and patterns of...
You can tell he doesn't really get a lot of conditioning in, because my boy is running out of breath just reading this book.
Gratification related to class, gender, ethnicity, religion, or location that can lock people, including future generations.
I gotta get the laugh
which is
track
why
out for this
they're
one.
Of strat.
All right, I'm back with the laugh track. Let's see.
Gratification related to class, gender, ethnicity, religion, or location that can lock people, including future generations, which is why they're getting to your kids, why they're trying to get to your kids. It literally says future generations, which means your children, into disadvantage and constrain their choices and agency. It also means changing norms and institutions, both formal and informal, that shape behavior of people, that shape in other words, behavioral control, controlling you. No individuality, no individual thinking, no individual talking. How dare you? You're going to be canceled for wrong think. Like what people are trying to do to me, what they're trying to do to you, what they've been...
All right, Wally's clearly going crazy. Let's see. 1910, Wally goes on a racist and sexist rant. All right, let's fast forward a little bit.
All right, so let me rewind. Transformative change, understood in this way, is a long-term process requiring both individual agency and collective actions by societies. It means, and its results include visible and measurable economic and political empowerment of disadvantaged and vulnerable people, which is why, yet again, they're trying to convince black people that somehow you are slaves, that somehow we're marching LGBTQ people into brick buildings with pizza ovens, putting you people on the barbecue rack, which is simply not true. This is why California is trying to put through legislation for...
Wait, hold on. What, Wally? What did you say? Who's trying to convince me that black people are still slaves, and who's talking about burning LGBTQ people? I think so far the only people I really hear talking about that is you, so I'm kind of confused. What are you talking about?
Reparations for shit that happened centuries ago that has nothing to do with today. I still demand to see evidence that black people have black iron collars with chains being dragged around by their masters, being whipped while baling cotton. It doesn't happen, and it's not happening. This is 2022. It happened back there.
So Wally's on this rant. It's a great summary of the books of the Agenda 21, by the way, even though has a very hard time staying on topic. But let's just cut to see his collection of UN books one more time, though, because I think this is mostly... You guys get the drill. This guy's crazy. All right, here, let's see.
Harder than ever to implement this. They're running out of time. And it's only going to get worse and worse and worse as the clock counts down to the year 2030. Fight back, resist, be a disruptor. Stand up against this nonsense. You play games with nature, nature will strike back. This is global communism and socialism, in the likes of which
there you go.
Our history has never encountered. And I am not making this up. This is not conspiracy theory.
Look at that.
These are their books. These are their publications.
Totally sane guy right there. All right.
Everything you see about the Green New Deal, the Great Reset, rainbow people, LGBTQ, gun control.
All right, Wally, you set it up. Almost every single thing in our culture is being steered towards this great and powerful agenda. So, as the freedom fighter, we're going to see how are you going to subvert and go underground and fight against this. Let's see what your big contrarian and heretical stance is going to be in order to combat this massive movement that's going to be happening in the future.
All of it has to do with the United Nations. Resist it at all cost and by any means necessary. We are all doomed because, as I said prior in this video, as the clock ticks down to the year 2030, they are going to get more brazen, more rash, and more radical. We're all in trouble here, ladies and gentlemen. Fight back and resist. Be the disruptor. God bless everyone. Be safe.
Oh,
Take
God
care.
bless. Papa bless. Does this man really... Take a look at him. Does he really seem like he's a God-fearing man?
Up and fight back. Be the resistance. Be the disruptor. Until next time, I'm your host, MAGA Man. Enjoy your weekend. Signing off.
Damn, what a cool guy.
Together, we...
Alright guys, get in the comment box. Let me know what you guys think about that. Is Mega Man way off? Or are we all going to be put into the gas chambers? Let me know what you think. Peace.